All right, I'm back at it again, guys. Just been doing some work in the lab here, trying to get busy. All Pro Football is up next, and I made a lot of changes to the All Pro Football editor. Mainly the way that players were organized with teams, that's been fixed. So now the teams and the players will be the same. So if you, in the previous editor, sometimes your guys would be scattered around and you wouldn't really know where they existed. So that's been put into the All Pro Football editor now, which is huge because it'll help with keeping things organized and clean when you're editing. I also added depth charts to here, and I fixed some miscellaneous issues. The one thing I took out, which you're going to notice when I open up the next file here, is I took out that pop-up that shows you whether you want to go into offline mode or online mode. The difference being that offline allows you to change the player's text, but that doesn't seem to be working. So I have to add that to my to-do list, and it's not easy to do, but I did a lot of work on that, and I think I'm pretty close. I just need to get back to it. So now it's going to go straight to online mode, and with that, you can only pick the names that are already in the game for your first and last name for your players. So just want to mention that. So I'm going to go ahead and open up a file that Darth Destro created, the 2013 Redskins. And you're going to see now that all these teams, pretty much have the right players. Everything's going to line up now, and we should be good. One thing that I did is if you get to the created teams, which is basically these 8 on the right here, when you get to those teams, if it's not a real team that's in the game, because these are like placeholders that are in the file that would screw up the file a little bit and make it look weird in the editor, and I'll show you what that looks like. I've taken those out now, so they're here. You can select them. Like if you go here, you'll see them, but they're locked down. You can't touch them. They're not really true teams. So if you want to make a full, let's say you want to make a full 32, team roster for the NFL, you're going to want to create all 8 teams as your base roster in the game, in the All Pro Football game on your Xbox 360 or PS3, and you're going to want to load that up here as your baseline. That way you have access to all 8 teams, and then it'll open up for you to edit all of the teams, and you'll not be blocked out. So this is kind of a measure here to kind of protect from people seeing some weird things. So now if you go to the Redskins team, which you had back then called the Indians, you're going to see all the players are on here. And if you go to the depth chart, which is up here, or you can hit Control D on your keyboard, you're going to see the depth chart show up. The one thing I just noticed a second ago when I was looking at it was when you have things like this going on, I'm going to actually go check over here for a second. So, these are all separate. Yeah. Just one sec. Okay, so those do change across the 2. Yeah. So when you change the linebackers here, this is the way I think it looks like this for backbreaker. They're basically spread across the 4-4 when you go to the depth charts in backbreaker. And by the way, for those of you who don't know, not backbreaker, my bad. All Pro Football. So All Pro Football has, that's right. All Pro Football has the 4-3 and the 3-4. In terms of the depth charts that you can see. So forget about what I just said about backbreaker. I just got thrown off. I've been doing too many different games. In All Pro Football, you're going to see when you go to the depth chart, you're going to have a 4-3 and a 3-4 set that you can see. I just put them together, basically. So the way it's going to work is the 4-3 is the right outside linebacker, the right inside, and then the left. So this one won't really show up. This is for the 3-4. Okay, so when you do the 3-4, you'll get these 4 guys on the 4 linebackers. When you do the 4-3, you'll just see the right inside and the left outside. So just keep that in mind when you're doing this. If you want to open up the game and look at the file and then look at this, you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. But I put them all on one page here so you can see them all and change them at your liking, at your leisure. The one thing I did notice real quick was the wide receivers. I'm not sure if this is going to break the game. I'll need to go back and check it, and if anybody out there wants to help, check this out for me and put the wide receiver as a first string on the main slot, and then the secondary wide receiver, put him on there as well, and then go in the game and see if that works. That shouldn't work. Something should break, but I just haven't had a chance to check it. And if that's the case, I'll just need to fix that. But the depth charts are all working basically for the most part. I updated the background, updated with some nice logos. Looks a lot cleaner now, and you got some depth charts to play around with. The one cool thing I did too with the special teams section here is if you click on the kick returner, I lined all of the players up by speed. So this is their overall speed rating. It's not taking into account the abilities, the speed burner ability, but this is every player in your roster or in your team roster sorted by speed. If I want to put the tackle as my kick returner with a 40 speed, I can do that, and it's not a problem. If I want to put in, the top guy, I can go ahead and do that as well. Now these two are in sync, so you can't pick Moss with you can't pick Moss in here, so he won't be here anymore. You see, he's out of here now. And same thing with here. I can't pick Griffin. He gets taken out, so that's all clean for you guys. That's why I think the wide receiver is going to be an issue, but I'm going to need to go check that. Punt returner, same thing. You have full access to all the players in your roster because there's only one punt returner. And there you go. And then the kickers, you got your kicker here and your punter. You really only have one of each. I think you may have more, and if you do, they'll show up. They should show up. So that's it. That's the depth chart for you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and put a link where you can download the latest APF editor. And if I missed anything here, I'll probably put it in the comments, but I think that's pretty much it in terms of the updates. But it was a pretty huge update. I mean, getting all of these players to line up was core to the way that I was bringing in the players originally. So I had to change the entire core of the code for this to work. So hope you guys like this, and let me know if there's any issues. You'll get it out there on SimHeads.com. I'll put a link in the description below or the comments, and hit me up if you have any issues. And like I said, I mean, if you guys, I know a lot of guys have donated, and I really appreciate it. This stuff does take a lot of time, and although I don't do it for the money, a small donation here and there, that's nice to see and keeps me motivated to do more. So as always, you guys can go to the donate button here and make a donation through my PayPal account. And thanks to all the guys out there and the community that have been supporting through donations and going to the SimHeads site. I really appreciate it, and it's growing, so we're moving. So I got some news coming in the future with some affiliations I'm working with, and I'll be sending those out at some point. And check out there's a new contest at SimHeads where you guys could win 1 of 2 games for PS4 if you got a PS4. I'll put that in the description as well, so you guys can check that out. All right, as always, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, and leave me some feedback. Hope you guys like these changes, and I'll see you on the field. Peace.